Live, you're watching WIFR News First at 4.
Former President Donald Trump may not see any jail time for his involvement in the January 6, 2021 Capitol attack. And we will speak with a finance expert about how to find as many scholarship opportunities as possible before the fall college semester begins. Later in today's Talkers, like something out of a sci-fi movie, doctors teach artificial skin how to show a human emotion. Welcome to WIFR News First at 4. I'm Jake Pearson. Let's kick things off with 4 minutes of our top stories. A historic ruling by our country's Supreme Court after they announced this morning that former President Donald Trump may claim immunity from criminal prosecution following his actions on January 6, 2021.
Satisfaction and shock. A decision by the U.S. Supreme Court over a president's claim of immunity sends lawmakers to the airwaves and social media to condemn and cheer the historic ruling.
It'll bring back to life in a really important bridge, a really important cross-section.
Major changes coming to a century-old bridge in Rockford. A $1 million grant is expected to reconnect a local neighborhood to the rest of the community.
We're going to be extremely busy for the summer. Okay, we are seeing record numbers since the pandemic.
Millions of Americans get set for their annual trek to celebrate the 4th of July. Travel on the ground and in the skies is expected to break records this holiday. And we could be on a bumpy road for the first few days of July. Our first alert team tracks some rain and possible severe thunderstorms with hail and high winds in play.
Live, you're watching WIFR News Now at 5.
The nation's highest court makes its biggest decision Monday, ruling former presidents, including Donald Trump, immune from criminal prosecution for their official conduct, but not for unofficial acts. The 6-3 ruling means it's up to lower courts to decide which acts Trump is accused of qualify as official or unofficial. The ruling makes it highly unlikely Trump will face trial in the election interference case before the presidential election. Chief Justice John Roberts cited a lack of factual analysis in the lower court's previous opinion, rejecting Trump's claims of immunity. Trump had argued that without absolute immunity, presidents would have to worry about being targeted once they leave the White House.
Live, you're watching WIFR News at 6.
A $1 million agreement 10 years in the making, transferring emergency services for South Beloit across the state line. Starting this month, the city of Beloit will manage the South Beloit Fire Department. The deal comes after the state line city to the south struggled finding full-time staff. South Beloit made its agreement with the city of Beloit back in March. Since then, the Wisconsin community also signed on. 9 full-time staff members will man the South Beloit station. At least 3 of those firefighters will be at the department for 24-hour shifts. Before, the city had just 1 full-time crew member. Tonight, it's a multi-million-dollar agreement that transitions a state line city's emergency services across the Wisconsin border. The benefits leaders say this will bring. Then it's the historic ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court regarding presidential immunity. We hear reaction from local lawmakers and what some say is the precedent this sets.
And the radar is starting to pick up on some shower activity attempting to move into the state line. The latest on what we can expect the rest of the night in moments. Your news starts right now.
Live, this is the WIFR News Update at 10.
A northern Illinois community will soon get its emergency services from across the Wisconsin border. The $1 million agreement takes effect this month. South Beloit and the town of Beloit are less than 5 miles apart, but WIFR's Nathaniel Langley sees why a deal bringing their fire departments together has been 10 years in the making.
South Beloit first approved sharing staff with the town of Beloit back in March. It's an approach those in the city government wouldn't be surprised to see other state line communities adopt.